Hey, Christian caregiver. Welcome to a Dementia Coaching in Action Friday episode. We are going to talk with one of the community members about how to navigate caregiver stress, as well as have resiliency for all of the kinds of activities and actions that we have as a caregiver. So welcome to today's episode of Dementia Caregiver Support for Christians. You'll be listening to one of my community members, but we talk both about dementia caregiving as well as how to navigate a caregiving journey when you yourself have been extremely impacted by something in your world that you have no control over. Cheryl lives in Florida and was very significantly impacted by the hurricanes that came through earlier this year. And if you haven't heard about my personal reflections on experiencing Hurricane Helene, you can go back and listen to episode 183, Reflections on Hurricane Helene and its impact when dementia caregiving. So listen to our episode with Cheryl, who is really working on managing her stress, both as a caregiver and trying to navigate life. If you have not yet signed up for one of our monthly free workshops, the next workshop is this coming Saturday, November the 23rd at 12 Eastern. The link is in the show notes, and I invite you to join me for one of these free workshops and come hang out with me for a couple of hours. Even if you can't come, sign up for the workshop because you'll get the replay and then you can listen to it kind of like a podcast later on. But without further ado, let us go into a dementia coaching in action episode where we are really talking to you so you can see live coaching in action.
Because I told them, just because mom's on hospice doesn't mean you manifest her dying.
No, not at all. Not at all,
No.
because she's stable otherwise.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I brought her there, I actually brought her into the activities room and we were talking to the lady and my mom talked to her briefly and she says, "Oh, we're going to have a good time, Suzanne." And my mom just smiled and she did do a few activities with the woman. She was phenomenal. But of course, she couldn't do a whole bunch more because they weren't hydrating her. So her cognition was dropping rapidly.
But did you at least have a good time on your trip?
I did. It really wasn't the best because we lost.
Oh, okay. I understand.
It was a bad loss.
I'm so sorry. I don't watch sports, so
I know.
You'll have to forgive me.
It was fabulous. The property we were staying on was fabulous. It was so great. We had 4 houses between the 20 of us to sleep in, and it was nice. It was very, very nice.
Well, I'm glad you had a good trip.
Yeah, and I'm getting better now that mom's doing better, but emotionally I was very, very depressed these last few days, and just the relationship between my family, meaning my husband and my daughter, were very strained. My husband is really having a difficult time. He says there's nothing to be happy about. I go, I know, hon. I understand.
And is that all related to the storm still?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Are you guys getting a little bit more of an even keel or nowhere near?
No, the last few days have been really rough, but he did reach out to me last night, so it was a little bit better. And I know that he's very stressed, and so am I, because we have our list that we have to have together in the next 7 days for the insurance company, and I'm nowhere near finished. So that's one of the stressors for both of us, because we want to be able to get the maximum out of the insurance company.
Absolutely.
And when I'm not done, I still have stuff at the house I have to photograph and document. It's overwhelming right now.
Mm-hmm.
And every day, all I want to do is cry. And my husband's like, I can't even do that.
Mm-hmm.
I go, I know you're not able to express right now, which is not good, but that's where you're at, And
so can you get some respite care like people in the house to
Yes.
over the weekend so that you can go back home and take care of all of the stuff so that you can move forward
Yeah,
with
I
the
can, but
insurance?
I'm not going to do that this weekend because I need to get my regular list together. My daughter said she'd try and help me
Okay.
via through Gainesville, but I'm just going to do my best, but eventually I will get some additional respite time and time away because I received a lovely check from her long-term care insurance while I was away.
I'm relieved for you related to that.
Like, yeah, I've been fighting with them since May.
Well,
So I'm
happy holidays.
yes, I'm halfway there. I now have to file with this other company and also do the filing for her respite care that I paid, all that. I mean, that's all on the plate, but that's okay. In time, I will get it all done now that it's been approved and I know that I'm going to get paid.
Mhm. Well,
So.
that's a silver lining. That's a big deal, though.
Yes, it's huge because I do need to have caregivers with my
Mhm.
mom. And the one caregiver that was with her and is with her on my Thursdays while I go to work, she informed me at this time she really thinks she's going to leave the company. So I said, you need to let me know ASAP as soon as you are going to and what you're going to charge because I will hire you.
Mhm.
Because she's very good with my mom. And so that's it. That's really all I have to share. I'm just still anxious and emotional right now, just trying to get through that.
Do you think the anxiety and the emotional is more related to the storm and
Yes.
everything that you went through related to the storm or related to mom?
Well, I'll be honest. I think I'm doing little piece of it's with mom and a lot of it's with the storm. I have to admit, I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose, but I believe I have post-traumatic stress syndrome with
It
this
it
because
would not surprise me.
every single day I'm crying and I'm really having a hard time focusing. And that's why the list has been really hard.
Sure.
I've been trying to focus and do it, but I am going to try some alternate things starting today because I have to have it done in 7 days.
Mhm.
I have some homeopathic patches that I'm going to try to see if it'll help me focus. One of them,
So
believe it or not, is called Focus.
yep, actually aware of some of those. And then something else you can consider. I'm not a doctor, it's not a
Yeah.
but L-theanine is an amino acid. You can buy it in the store that it helps with anxiety. And that, like, when I was really, really, really struggling at one time related to just being overworked and just too many things going on, I took L-theanine.
Do you know how
And
to spell that?
I will drop it in the chat for you.
Okay.
That's close enough.
Okay.
Theanine, L-theanine.
Okay.
It's an amino acid, and we had a really good little homeopathic store in Greenwood, and that was what she had me start taking.
Okay.
And when I get anxious, like,
Yes.
I can take that,
Okay.
and within like a half hour, I can tell my anxiety level goes down.
Okay.
It's like at the beginning I had to take a lot more,
Yes.
and then as that kind of was replenished in my body, I don't need to take it as much.
Okay.
But you can certainly, if you have a homeopathic store close by, you could maybe stop by and talk to somebody who does work with these kinds of things a little more and hear. But I had good success with that. Okay. Will you give that
Okay.
a shot? And then something else to consider is seeing if you can maybe just do one or two counseling sessions, like
Okay.
true counseling to work through the storm,
Okay.
because I honestly believe a lot of what you're experiencing right now is not because of the caregiving. I
Right.
think it's because of the storm and everything that you guys have been through related to the loss of your house and your property and your belongings.